way I'm going to start my morning yoga flow because some days I don't consider it a flow. Some days I consider it like this lifeless little thing. Little. I love how I call myself little. I call myself this lifeless thing, uh, laying on the floor, just kind of stretching out from whatever sleep happened the night before. And there's no poses, there's no name for it other than like maybe catastrophe. And you just kind of feel it out and do what you got to do. But some days I like to have, this like nice little peaceful thing where I like do this pose and this pose and this pose, and I wear like a little set and I'm feeling good and life is fabulous. But then there's those in between days, and I'm on one of those in between days. It's like my nervous system isn't quite like at peace enough to where I'm looking to just have like this peaceful morning flow. But then at the same time, it's like I'm here enough to where I did indeed take a shower this morning. I've already like moisturized my face, brushed my teeth. Like some days when I'm here, my breath stinks. You don't know because, it's a camera. I've exposed my secret now, but I mean, regardless, I don't think you could smell my breath from that far away if you were in the same room with me, much less through the camera. So it doesn't matter. But some days I just get out of bed and I'm here, and that's what I have to offer. And some days I wake up and I'm like, yeah, yes, life is going to be my bitch today. And like you see, I have the ability to kind of like fight for my life, but then at the same time, it's just kind of like that is kicking in. It's a fight. It's a fight. Like who do we get today? Who do we get today? And I'm fighting so hard right now for Love and Light Sydney. I think she's a really fun time. She's cool to be around. And I already had my bone broth, already had my breakfast, already did the things, and now I'm having my caffeine. Been working on that. I yap about the cortisol levels. Speaking of the cortisol, actually no, we'll just keep going. It's fine. But I yap about like keeping your cortisol levels lower, and one of my favorite things to do, like as soon as I wake up in the morning, and I fight so hard for it, but I love to just crack an energy drink. If there was a refrigerator next to my bed, I think that I could wake up every day, reach over, and just crack that thing and just start my day. I would love life. Like, life would be good. Life would probably not be good, but like, I would be so happy in that moment. And yeah, so I definitely have to work with myself on that, and I do. But what I don't know if I would say this spiked my cortisol levels or if it just kind of made me anxious. Maybe like I'm sure getting anxious probably doesn't help your cortisol levels. Um, but anywho, is this this beautiful. So that was Tipperton. He's fake, and I was letting him hang out with me this morning because he looked lonely. See, this house is 3 levels, and there's 2 people that live here. One of us spends most of our time in the basement. That's me. And one of us spends most of our time in their office up on the top level. And we keep him on the middle level of the house because he's a lab, and I like to avoid um, him going up and down stairs for any excessive reason. That was Pistachio. Everybody left me. It's fine. She's normally not that. She's normally not as fake as Tipperton is, because Tipperton's extremely food motivated. You know, he if he has a feeling that he's gonna make lunch, then yeah, he's gone. I But yeah, I like to avoid him going up and down the stairs excessively for no reason, because it's just kind of like a thing known with our hips, and we have quite a bit of stairs in this house. So I put baby gates at the stairs, and it keeps them on the middle floor. And I felt bad. I was like, you could come hang out with me down here, and you know, there's a chair right here. It's like a literal full blown giant cushy chair that he can sit in and hang out. And then there's a bed here. So I was like, you can come chill with me. But he doesn't come down here, like, ever. So when we got down here this morning, it's like I was used to having like my peaceful little moment where I just kind of have my business, do my thing. And he was just, and he's like, there's no rugs on this floor, so his paws, he's just slipping and sliding all over the place, just pacing around me in circles. My brain wanted to just explode. And so I was like, get in the chair. And so he jumps in the chair, and then he jumps on the floor, and he spins around, and he jumps back in the chair. And I'm like, oh. So, yeah. Love him. But he's like a real life visual of my nervous system. Poor guy. He definitely got that from me. But anyhow, the whole idea of what I'm doing right now is just opening up my hips, and this is kind of like calming me down. It's like a little starting meditation. But am I meditating? Maybe. Am I relaxing? Am I getting started for the day? Yes, I am. So maybe your meditation is listening to a podcast and sitting in a position that opens up your body. Maybe it's talking with a friend. Whatever. It doesn't have to be traditional. If it works, it works. But I already feel more relaxed. Oof. Oh, you're back. Let me guess. There was nothing for you. Okay. So I pinned my little yoga flow to the board. So if you see me looking over, I'm just like staring at this piece of paper. I find them on Pinterest, and I love doing it because if you screenshot the picture and print it out, they have like the little figures, because there's a lot to think about when you're trying to balance your body, you're trying to move, it's early in the morning, you're irritable, all the things. And when you can just see the picture, spot on. Like, you just see it, we know where we're going, boom. That's it. It's fabulous. Love it. I have like 3 of them, but only 2 of them are hung currently. Okay. I think they're actually like the same one, just with different orders. Anywho. Okay. So, we're going to start in a child's pose this morning. Well, we already started technically. That was like the whole first part of the thing, but ooh, you know what else I'm going to get in? Nice. And we begin. Oh, let me move this out of the way before I smack it. Nobody else I know mixes energy drinks with yoga, but it's okay. I'm sure I'll find my people eventually. Oof. And it's okay if you have to reposition yourself. It can be a little bit awkward when you're at a yoga class and you're like repositioning yourself, but you just do what you need to for your body. You either paid to be there or you have free will and you're in your house. So, but there's also something I learned where if you sit on your heels, so like you sit really, really, really back and then you lean into it from there, it really helps to get into a good like position in your hips. And we're just taking a couple breaths. I sleep on my side, like on my hips. So doing a child's pose in the morning feels really nice, like always. Oh, I feel like this is one of it's such a good releasing pose, but it just it's so awkward. But the cats and the cows. So essentially, in order to be a cat, you're gonna think of like a shrieking, black cat that you see on Halloween, and you're gonna breathe in, sucking your stomach up and into everything. Like you want everything to be sucked up into that ridge where you're up like a cat. And then to breathe out, we're gonna pop your booty in the air and look up like a mooing cow. Like literally think real life visual, like mooing cow. And then in. And this really helps to loosen up like that lower, mid, upper back. And it kind of, so like your back, but it works in different sections. So it's like, it's working your upper back. It's like pulling from your lower back a lot and going into your mid back. So like there's kind of a bit of tension on your mid back when you're up here in cat. But then it releases all when you go into cow. So it's kind of just going back and forth. And I highly suggest like breathe in as much as you can. And instead of trying to like hold it for a certain time, just as soon as you want to breathe out, just let go. And then as soon as you want to breathe back in, come back in. Like if your body has a short range of motion and you're only going for say 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and then you're switching, maybe your body isn't trying to go into some like deep excessive thing. Just kind of feel it out and get moving. It's almost like a wiggle at that point, but it's okay. You can wiggle. Downwards dog. I'm gonna go ahead and know what the next one is. I'm telling you, like I don't like thinking that much when I'm moving like this. That's why I love classes so much. Like when I go to classes, they just tell me what to do and I don't have to think about anything. I'm not the biggest at home workout lover, but yoga is one of those things where I don't I like doing it in a class. Okay, well, let me go ahead and get in the pose, Sydney. Ooh. But I like yoga classes, but they kind of just overwhelm me and they're often pretty crammed. So that's not always my style. And no hate to the men out there, but I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of doing exercises around men. I mean, I barely want to do. I mean, it sounds pretty. I guess I don't know what the word describe is, but I would like to be trained privately, but that's not. I don't know. It's not, but so well, one, it's expensive, and two, it's not always but so convenient. It's like I realize that as a person, it's probably, I don't know, like not being comfortable or being but so bothered being around people. And I'll give myself grace on not wanting to be side by side with somebody stretching my groin open in a yoga class. Like I'll reason with myself there. But like for Pilates, it's very rare that I see a man in a Pilates class. And I mean, we have good amount of distance from each other, and I don't do like mat Pilates that often. But oof. Anywho, okay. But I like being in my own little space. This one is called the three-legged dog. Um, Essentially, you're in a downwards dog and you're going to lift one foot in the air and then you're going to lift your other foot in the air. So the downwards dog is the position we were in, and from there you just pick a foot up and then you pick the other one up. And it's best to try and go straight through the air. Like, don't want your leg going all like out and open and whatever. Like, if you can get the leg to go up, it stretches, and you can open it out once you get up. And I could be totally wrong here, but this is what feels right to my body personally, is coming up and down straight and then opening out. But the other thing that does tend to give me a little bit of anxiousness is when you're doing these stretches, it kind of, it's so relaxing and relieving that your brain sometimes is almost just like turning off. Like when you're thinking about, oh, I'm caught. But when you're thinking so much about, I don't know, just counting from numbers 1 to 5, it's a lot. and then you're stretching, and then somebody's, calling out something. And if you're not very comfortable with what the name of it is, oh, she's not even here. I'm just alone. It's fine. But, anywho. But when somebody is calling out the names of stuff that some of them are pretty easy because we talk about them in everyday life. And even in beginner classes, like, can be really confusing. And, it's just pretty uncomfortable doing something new, being confused, trying to relax your body, and trying to relax in general. Yeah, I can see how for some people it's not very relaxing. But you can really get into it. It's a good time. And that's where I've noticed for me at yoga classes, hear me out. Sometimes I just do my own thing. I'm the queen of, I'm the queen. I love that I called myself the queen of something. That's so cool. But anywho, is I am self-appointed queen of just doing what you want. Sometimes you paid to be there. Like, you literally paid to be there. So as long as you're not like being in like a literal bother and distraction, do what you want. And because sometimes you're just there using the equipment too. And I wouldn't suggest doing like a whole different workout. I feel like that's kind of just rude. But more so to speak is if they're saying do 5 at a certain speed and you just do like 1 really slow, if it is what you feel like is good for you, go ahead and do it. And I love that, because sometimes I've noticed that we all want to watch each other and do what the other person's doing, and it's nice to just do your thing. Because if you think about going to a class, I mean, and at least this is how it's been for myself, is it's a place to learn. I mean, they're classes. What do you what I don't know what the fuck I just said there. What do you do in class, like as a student in school? You learn. You're there to be taught by the teacher. So like, you're learning information, you're learning about ways to move your body that you didn't know before, learning about equipment that exists. Like, through Pilates, I learned about that felt really good. That's not necessarily how, once again, everybody would do it. Most people would just kind of sit there in it, but I like to get into it. So now that I feel like I'm a bit stretched out, we could do it the proper way. And I think that's even it, is like, even right now, I'm experiencing this feeling as if maybe I'm not doing it right. And I could be doing something wrong with my foot. There's a hot chance of that. But more so meaning that, like, by me spreading the information to people of like, hey, just do what you want. And you can still call it yoga. It's okay. And somebody might not like that. But at the same time, is who exactly cares? I don't think it really matters. I think if it's helping you and it's working for you, then go on ahead and do it. and there might be somebody else like you. Okay. My toes are coming out. I like these socks. They have this like little, I don't know, they just cut the top of the foot off and it makes it look fun. But we're going to go into a plank now. Okay. Essentially, if you take a class and you pay to be there and you're experiencing time with somebody who is educated on a topic that you want to learn about, that's kind of what you're doing. You're there to learn from them. And not every student is the same. Not everybody's practice is the same. That's why they have modifications or ways to make it a little bit harder, because everybody's on a different journey. So you do not have to do what everybody else is doing. Or getting back into the dog if it wasn't obvious. Oof. I'm gonna go in for another minute or so how I started, because that was a good time. Excuse me. I have been running my mouth and I was drinking a carbonated drink. Not that I need to explain myself because I'm a human being. I believe I could burp as long as I do it respectfully, but it's not necessarily what I was trying to put on camera. So, anywho. Oof. Feel a lot more relaxed than I was when I started, that's for sure. It's interesting. It's almost like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I call it, I guess, maybe just being regulated and like feeling more regulated, because like I'll start before I'll like start stretching or doing even just like using the trigger point ball for 5 minutes, and it's like my brain will kind of feel like this. It's like things are moving, it's a lot, and then I start stretching and I get my body moving and all the things, and it just feels still. Like it literally just feels still. So that was our whole flow, and I hope you enjoyed my chitty chat. I'm a yapper, so comes with the territory. But I hope you have a fabulous day, and I hope this helped, and I hope you feel better if you know did it with me, because you should. It's good for you. But anywho, like and subscribe. I would love that so much, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.